ready for this?
And the battle begins! Fight!
Shoryuken! 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 Hadouken!
When I was a lot younger, I thought if I concentrated hard enough, I could shoot a Hadouken out of my palms. I just ended up with a lot of headaches. Street Fighter IV is a callback to those simpler times, but minus the headaches. Developed and published by Capcom in 2008, this was the first time the Street Fighter series had been touched in almost 9 years. So the last Street Fighter game I played prior to busting out 4 for my 360 was EX3. Ugh. That game chugged on my PlayStation 2 and almost forever turned me off to future iterations of the fighting game. Luckily, over the 2010 winter holiday, an online retailer had a massive sale, so I dropped $5 and picked up Street Fighter IV. This is my first time really sitting down and playing this version of Street Fighter alone instead of with a group of friends, and I have to say, I'm highly impressed. Street Fighter IV still has the amazing feel of the original titles I button mashed my way through on the Super Nintendo, with beautiful graphics and loads of new content. There's the original arcade mode you know and love, the challenges, which are taken from the EX series, separate gauges for the Super and Ultra combos, there's battle mode, and then there's Xbox Live Versus mode, which, for me, is an unending well of humiliation. This game has basically everyone from the Street Fighter franchise packed into one title with a few new faces. Standard characters such as Ryu, Chun-Li, Vega, Dalsim make up the initial 16 characters available for play, but there are another 9 characters to unlock. I usually only have eyes for Akuma, but Cammy is in on this version also, making the unlockables totally worth working for. Characters are unlocked after beating normal game modes and also time and survival challenges. I don't know anyone who's in the dark about Street Fighter, but the basic concept is that you take on fighters all over the world. At one point, there was a plot aside from being the best around, like that one song, but I don't really think it matters. At some point, you fight a clone of yourself, which never ceases to disrupt the storyline, so it's best just to press the buttons and watch the pretty stuff happening on screen. Paint it however you want, you'll just end up fighting your way through various enemies in an effort to get to the final boss and beat him for ultimate glory. Take down your opponent's health to 0, add salt to the wound by doing it without losing any health of your own, and grin in satisfaction as the large letters KO appear on the screen. So to wipe that smile off your face, it's time to talk about the boss fight of Street Fighter IV. I remember raging hard at Street Fighter II Turbo when I was younger, but f*** a bunch of Seth. I hate that dude to no end. There is so much wrong with him. He's impossible, and I mean severely impossible. And Seth? What kind of a name is that? I don't know whose idea it was to stuff every major move into a boss, creating a basically unfair challenge, but that guy should be throttled. There's no dominating Seth. He just sort of tosses you around and makes you cry for about 15 seconds each round. I'm pretty sure Seth only does the special moves of every single character in the game. He doesn't have a simple punch or low kick. He is the epitome of cheap moves. So after I pick my dignity up off the floor and forget about the final boss battle, I have to say Street Fighter IV is amazing. There's a newer version of this out called... okay, here we go with the word adding. Super Street Fighter IV. It was intended as DLC, but it was apparently so huge that it had to be released as a whole new title. It involved updates and refinement to online play, more characters, and some new stages, but as of right now, I'm content with this version. Street Fighter IV is beautiful, smooth in control and execution, well designed, and holds the hint of nostalgia that a title like this really needs.
K.O. No way! You